Hi everyone, I'm Mallory Jansen and I'm joined by my very charming co-star, Will Kemp.
Hello, everyone. That was a lovely intro. Thank you.
Very charming.
How you
We're
doing?
so excited. We're so excited for all of you to see Paging Mr. Darcy, part of Lovuary. And we have a couple of questions that Hallmark Channel have sent our way. So let's
Absolutely.
get started. All right. You ready, Will?
Let's do this. I was
Okay.
born ready.
Really?
We'll find
Okay.
out.
We'll find out very
Yeah.
soon. Okay. First question is, this storyline takes a deeper dive into the literature of Jane Austen. Did we read any of her books before filming?
Oh, every book from start to finish.
Oh, I knew you were so studious. You would have done all your research.
Of course. No, I'm gonna fess up here because I definitely. I mean, I came pretty much straight off a not so royal Christmas and into this one, and I felt for me it was really important to tap into like Sam playing the character. So I got a chance and I rewatched the BBC drama with Colin Firth, and then I saw the movie, which I know you did as well because we talked about it, and I felt that it's weird. I think something about the English education, something I feel is almost as if I know the books, or there's a sort of essence there, and I felt that it was better and more sort of helpful for me to look at the visual things, because I think that Sam would have done the classics at university, but I felt that it was much more about putting on the costume and sort of allowing other people who really do know the books to like project their Mr. Darcy on me. So that's
Yeah.
my excuse. How about you?
Oh, no. I don't have an excuse. Well, actually,
Yeah.
I didn't read the books. I have read them in the past, but
Yeah.
I did rewatch some of the films,
Mm,
and yeah, Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley and Matthew McFadden is one of
mm,
the most romantic films ever. And
I
I think
agree.
actually Eloise has a line in the movie where she says, when I read Pride and Prejudice, it was the most romantic book I had ever read. And I 100% agree. I think it is the story is just one of the most romantic stories I've
Mm,
ever watched or ever read. And
mm.
yeah, so I watched that, and I also watched Sense and Sensibility with Emma Thompson.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
And
good one, isn't it?
it was such a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kate
That one I
Winslet.
actually did a sort of semi-rehearsed reading of the Emma Thompson script on
Did
stage.
you?
Yeah,
Oh
only
my
a
gosh.
few years ago. So I had that sort of very fresh of the Willoughbys and the um uh but the movie is fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just so gorgeously shot and so scenic, and it really, like, it's so English. It just gives you such
And
a
brilliantly
great,
acted. I mean, Emma Thompson
brilliantly
in that
acted.
is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. I big fan of all those films
Cool.
and books. So
Yeah,
there
yeah,
we go.
yeah. But highly recommend for people that want to reread the books. There is, I think, a reading book club which comes in
That's
this
right.
Lovuary, which I don't know specifically much about, but I encourage people to look it up. Right. Should we
Absolutely.
move on? Question
Let's move on.
two. So, Eloise is a serious literature professor who attends a Jane Austen conference and meets Sam. Can we share more on their first meet cute? Oh.
Well, I have to say, that opening scene where we meet each other is very cute for you, but maybe not so cute for me.
Yes, in terms of what you have to see and who you have to meet,
Yes.
or yeah,
Yeah, I don't think I'm too excited to meet you at that point because I'm
it's
very,
funny.
I'm a professor and I'm very, how do I put this? Very put together and
Studious,
um,
would you say that?
studious. I
Studious
don't
and
like people who dress up. I don't like being the center of
it's
attention. I don't
silly.
like attention, full stop.
Yes, yes.
Um, and then I see you standing there in your gorgeous Mr. Darcy costume, picking me
At
up,
the
and
airport,
am
come to greet you when
mortified.
you land. absolutely.
Yes, absolutely mortified. So not
Now,
so cute on my end. But
was was that our first day? Was that the first thing
yes,
we shot? I think
that
it
was the first
was.
thing we shot.
Certainly the exterior, but but yeah, we were in that location for a couple of days, but that was the first day.
We actually shot a lot of it almost in order, actually, because the final few
Yeah,
scenes were on the final day.
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, we this first meet cute
Mm,
was on our first
mm,
day. Our real meet
exactly.
cute.
Our real meet cute. But it's a really good setup for the sort of juxtaposition of these two characters, which is what I love about this film and the script is that its setup is beautiful. And you were hilarious actually for this. Your face when you just looked at me, it was like I don't know, like a dog had just peed up your leg or something. It was absolute
That's
disdain
what I was
of
going
like
for.
it was I can't wait for people to see that.
Yes. Yes. I think it's always fun when these movies start with the two main characters not necessarily gelling. Like it takes
Yeah.
some time for them to really ease into the friendship and
Mm,
relationship
I agree.
and yeah, it definitely is an interesting first meeting for us.
Yeah, and
But
it's about
things definitely soften up
the
over time.
push-pull, isn't it? It's the push-pull of these two, which was set up really well.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
number
Okay. Next
3.
question. All right, where are we? Um, at the conference, Eloise is focused on landing the new professorship at Princeton.
Mm.
How does Sam play a part in helping her get her dream job?
Um, Initially, it comes out of Sam finding a way of getting his own back a bit and slightly humiliating, turning the tables
Mm,
to on Eloise, and then I think I find Sam finds a way that we can help each other, and it could be advantageous for Sam if Eloise gets the job because there's a wily suitor who he doesn't approve of, who is after
mm.
his aunt. So
Mr.
there's a sort of
Crispin
like,
Crane.
yes, Crispin Crane,
Crispin
exactly.
Crane.
Yeah, Crispin
Yeah.
Crane, I think. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
He's a
Yes, it is.
Willoughby wannabe, is all I remember him being.
I
Which
remember
is
you
a
having to
lovely.
say that line.
I did, and I think I threw in a couple of improvisations. I don't think many of them would have made the cut, but I do think it's a really cute moment, and it's a great setup because it's the first time that we see these two characters like become a team just for a
Yes.
split second. So they sort of pal up, and yeah, and
Yeah, it's fun to see them, like, working together
yeah,
immediately to try
exactly,
to
exactly,
he doesn't want
exactly,
Crispin near his aunt you
absolutely.
know, I've gotta
Yeah,
get in there and do the
she
job.
needs the job, and she's my aunt, and I know everything about what she likes, what she doesn't like, so I
Mhm.
can help you. And you could maybe think that also it gives Sam an opportunity to spend some time with Eloise and
Mm.
basically pull her pigtails for the rest of the movie.
She's an easy target.
Yeah, well, yeah, in those
She's a
flat
challenge.
shoes, in those very sensible shoes that you got to
Very
wear.
sensible lace-ups. Yeah,
Exactly.
she's a sensible girl. She's not wearing heels.
Absolutely. Studious yet could have a bit more fun. Um, Number 4 is Sam likes to stand out while Eloise is more conservative. I agree.
Mm.
How does their opposite behavior make them a good match? Hmm.
Well, you know what they say, opposites
Opposites
attract.
attract. Exactly. And it's
And
really, really interesting. People have, we've talked about this a bit, is that in Pride and Prejudice, you get these two characters that are liked very much by other people, but don't like
mm,
each other. So you've got everyone says how wonderful each of them are individually, but these two are
yes.
sort of like the magnets that are right, that are sort of like
Yeah.
propelling each other. And I think
Yes.
that sort of sets up a really interesting journey for people, and you kind of want to watch that because you're like,
Yeah.
these guys have nothing in common, They come from
Nothing in
different
common.
ends of the spectrum. Um,
But it's such a great dynamic, like, to see
yeah,
these two characters, and they can't really figure out how to navigate this connection they have together. Um, and there
yeah.
is a connection, like, very early on, I think. But I think, in terms of, like, how they are together, and what makes them a good match, I think your character in particular maybe rubs off on Eloise, in that she can let her hair down a little bit. She
Mm,
can learn to loosen up and enjoy being a part of the conference and just being silly, and it doesn't have to be all serious and
mm,
and studious, and she doesn't have to be the buttoned up professor all the time. She can
mm,
have fun. And I think that's what she
mm.
learns towards the end. And maybe Eloise rubs off on your character too. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
Does she?
100, yeah, I think so, and I love the sort of setup. There's a which I think probably carries on to one of the next questions, but it's one of my favorite scenes is when you come in with a certain point of view about the whole conference and how ridiculous it all is, and why would you want to dress up in the city, and then you find out actually my aunt actually rather likes that part about the conference. So therefore, you have to suddenly do this weird backpedaling to
Mhm.
realize, oh yes, no, I love to do all those things too. And so you've said that you can do all the dances and all these things, and now you're actually going to have to do what you say. And that's a beautiful, like, realization of, oh, I am actually going to have to do all these ridiculous things that you
Yes,
then later become great at and actually smile and enjoy. And I
and
think,
enjoy it.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
painful in the beginning, especially that first dance lesson. You
yeah,
can see the pain on my face.
yeah, and that takes place in a really unique location. Not to spoil anything, but it's a very clever and somewhat unexpected location, which I loved.
Very unexpected. Yes, me too. It's one of my favorites. Okay, is it
Right,
my
yeah,
turn?
it's number
Um,
5.
Number 5. Let's
Yes,
do
let's
this.
hope there's people
Uh,
still here. Hopefully, there's still people here
Please.
that are enthralled by these questions. But if you've just joined us, I'm Will. This is Marion. We're talking paging Mr. Darcy. We're at
Paging
question
Mr.
5.
Darcy. Question 5. It's my
Okay,
turn. Ready?
go for it. Yep.
Okay. There are a lot of fun moments in this movie, from
Mm.
quoting Jane Austen to baking a dessert in the kitchen. Can we share a few favorite scenes from the movie? I think I might have
I
just said one of my favorites.
definitely, yeah, just said one. But do you remember that scene? That baking scene was. I mean, on this, we shot some very, very long days. It was fun. It always is fun in equal measure to hard work. And I think people don't quite get that we shoot these things hard and fast, quick. And I think this was an 18-hour day of ours. And do you remember in that
Yeah.
kitchen? I
Yeah.
mean, I there was at some point I I got delirious, like
I think
when
we
we
both were.
were with the whipped cream and the preparations, and we just sort of went for it in terms of just roll the camera, and we improvised quite a lot of that, I think, and it's sort of cut together, I believe, as like a bit of a montage-esque thing, but it
Yeah.
comes out really, really well, I think. It's really
Yeah.
charming.
Yeah, I gotta say that was one of my favorite things to shoot, because there was no script. We just sort of thought, well, let's just make some things. Like, let me
Yeah.
pretend to
Yeah.
show you how to cook.
Yeah,
And it
exactly.
really worked. It was really fun. I actually learned a few things about
Yeah. Yeah.
how to make Shrewsbury cakes, and
That's
I forget the other
exactly.
one. But
What was the other one? Yeah, I can't remember either.
I forget, but they were very traditional
It was
desserts.
Carolyn. She knows. Yeah.
Yes.
But I but I also was so delirious that there's a bit, without spoiling it, but I have to make you an omelette. And I was trying to
Mm.
toss the omelette. I was like, why is this not working? And you said to me, Will, that's what you do with the pancake. I was like, oh
I
yeah,
did.
of course. This is not a pancake. This is an omelette, and I ended up just like
Omelette. You
cleverly
flip it.
scooping it. Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh my, because I read flip in the script, so I'm trying to
Oh,
flip
yeah.
because I was
Very
I
hard
was
to flip it on
delirious by
a
that point. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we both were, but that was really fun. I loved working and I loved filming that scene.
yeah.
Very, very fun.
Right. Question
Right.
6. While at the conference, Eloise is also helping her younger sister Mia get over a heartbreak, which is actually hilarious and brilliantly played. I think she was awesome.
She's fantastic.
Yeah. How does helping her sister change Eloise's point of view of finding love?
Oh, well, look, in the beginning, I don't know if anyone caught onto this, but the sister relationship between Eloise and Mia is very similar to that of in Sense and Sensibility, Marianne and what's the other character's name in that? Marianne and Ella.
It's not Lizzie, is it? Elizabeth?
Eleanor. Eleanor. I think it was
Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Okay. Yeah.
Eleanor and Marianne. Yes. So it was very
Yes.
much based on that relationship. The one is very like free and romantic and head in the clouds, and the other one is very serious and practical. And that was the kind of dynamic with us. And in the beginning, when Mia's heart is broken and she's, Rob didn't do the big romantic proposal that she wanted. She's devastated. And to me, it just felt like, well, what are you doing? He's a great guy. Like, it doesn't matter how you get, proposed to. Like, you just got to go along with it. So, there's a bit of, they don't really quite understand each other in the beginning, where each other is coming from. But I've got to say, throughout the course of the film, she starts to really understand Mia a little more, and maybe maybe the fact that taking a chance on love is something to consider, and people can surprise you and maybe let a little romance into your life. Like, those are the kind of things that I think Mia teaches her, and in the end, we kind of see that with my character. So, so yeah, I think Eloise definitely learns a number of things throughout this film, and from both her sister and you, of course. So, no, it's really interesting, and there's so many like different types of characters in this movie, and it was so fun to have those scenes where there was all of us in the one scene, and it was like. Sometimes it felt like a bit of a play, like, because there were long scenes and we just be bouncing off each other, and it was like quick, and it was just so fun to film with these actors, amazing actors.
100%. It was very clear that this is comes from a writer whose background is actually plays and in theatre, because I do definitely remember thinking these are long, these are pages and pages, these are long scenes. One of the favorites was the juxtaposition of being on a golf course when we're in Regency attire playing Regency ball games, Pall Mall, while having a very sort of twee tea with cake and this golf course while they're still playing golf. That was a beautiful, like, this is what the convention is.
Yeah,
It was fun.
Absolutely. It was really
No,
fun.
we had some great people to play with, and actually your two relationship is a joy. So to watch, it's for you two do that so well. It was beautiful to watch.
It did feel like we were like sisters from the beginning. Lillian is such a great actress, and
Lillian's really brought something.
Yeah,
She on
she's
the
so
verge.
funny.
Yeah, exactly, and walked a fine line of not being annoying, but being actually endearing and actually just outlandish and brave. Right? She really brought a complete difference, which is exactly what was needed.
There's something that you can relate to in both of these
Brilliant.
characters. Yeah.
No,
it was really fun shooting some 100%. Of these scenes with her. Yeah. Okay. Well, question number.
We're on number 7.
It's question number 7.
Number 7.
Oh my goodness, we're getting through these.
I know. Look
right.
at we're professionals.
Look at us. Professionals.
Look at us.
Right. To help Eloise impress Sam's aunt, he agreed to teach her how to dance for the conference ball. Do we have a favorite ballroom dance that we know or would like to know, to learn?
The after dinner maggot.
Oh, straight in there with the the Regents.
That was actually literally one of our dances that we did. I thought that was a great name for one. You've done some dancing.
I have.
What was
I grew up dancing, but I did a show 2 years ago called The Big Leap, and I played a ballerina. So I did a lot of dancing and
very convincingly, very, very, very convincingly.
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
It's hard after a long time jumping back into it, like your muscle.
Tell me about it.
Quite there, but there's really fun. I find it's so fun dancing in TV and film, like, and with you and. This was great because you're obviously a professional dancer, like compared to me. Like I'm like coming from like the Royal Ballet, which I was so impressed by. I was a little starstruck when I heard that.
But then you met me and thought, oh no, that was a long time ago.
No, it was great. You really knew what you were doing in our rehearsals, and we didn't get a whole lot of time to rehearse for this, but we just went with it, and thankfully, like our final dance scene is just so beautiful, and it all came together at the last minute.
It works really well. Yeah,
it works really well. But I didn't answer the question. What was the question? Oh, do we have a favorite dance?
That's okay. We can just.
Is that irrelevant?
Well, but just quickly to your point. What I really loved about handling the dancing was that in the beginning, it's somewhat sort of awkward, comedic. It's sort of being like thrown into the deep end. It's all a little bit mishmash, and we're not really in sync at all. Yeah. And then it's repeated again or used again at the end, where it becomes about being a partnership, being in step with each other, literally being in the same rhythm, being able to talk while we dance, which is really difficult. And plus it's about touch. So there's literally a physical connection that happens through the dance. Yes. And I love it when that's used in that way. Yes. So I think we did that. I think we did that rather well.
I think we did. And I have an all new respect for all these British actors who've done these dances in the past and had a lot of dialogue, you know, in all these films.
Likewise.
Dancing is one thing, but having to remember your lines and kind of have it in sync with like the dance and where you're meant to be in the dance at that time for continuity, that was really difficult. Of course,
without
there,
proper rehearsrsal time, 100%.
Yes. Yeah. So we had to do, you know, we figured it out, but yeah,
I think
all your respect
came out well
for all those
you know what
actors.
I've always wished I could break dance. I always wished I could like do all like this head spins and all the locking and popping and things. It's way too late for me now. I would literally break something.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
You've got the moves. Yeah.
No, I'll stop. I'll stop there. All right. I think
it's never too late. It's never too late to start something new.
No, yes, perhaps in the dark room somewhere. So is there anything that you would like want to learn?
You know, I thought about this. I wish I could do like the foxtrot. Because I love the name.
That's an easy one. Yeah.
Is it really?
That's a relatively easy. I say that because I mean I had to do a tiny bit in The Dancing Detective, and I'd also never done that before. And we chose it because it's quite structured and it has a very clear rhythm. I mean, I did it very basically, and obviously anything can be then made much more complicated, but you would have no trouble with that.
I would love to do it. I just love to do it. Oh, I love a foxy trot.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all about it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it just looks so elegant. And if I got to wear one of those beautiful dresses like Ginger Rogers, um,
Yeah.
yeah, next Hallmark movie,
There you go.
Foxtrot.
Hallmark, you better be listening. Foxytrot. The
The Foxy
Foxytrotter.
Trot.
Right.
It's a
We
great
are on
title.
our final question. Question 8.
What?
So our characters both inspire each other to try something new and not hold back from taking chances.
Mm.
Can we each share a moment from our own lives? Oh, this is the personal question at the end here, where we were inspired to take an opportunity. Hmm. Gosh, yeah.
What's
Hmm.
yours, Will? Do you have
Yeah,
a?
I think I'm constantly inspired to take an opportunity, and if you're not inspired, then why do something? I've talked about this actually before, but the big thing for me was transitioning from dancing to acting, and
Mm,
the big sort of moment was September the 11th, which obviously for a lot of people
yeah,
is a very tragic time, but also we all remember where we were, who we were with, and I was
yeah,
performing in Los Angeles. I'd been training with several acting coaches and classes and schools, and I was sort of on that point where I had agents and people saying, "Well, if you ever want to transition, we're here for you." I'd read all the, I'd sort of gotten to that
mm,
little point where what was holding me back was just nerves and being a bit like, "Oh, I don't know." And when something like that happens, and it was a very clear moment that I just felt life is so, or can be so short. And if you want to do something, if you have a passion, just friggin' go for it. And
just go for it.
that was a real wake up call, as it was for lots of people. But my own personal thing was just, I'm just gonna, and I went out loads of auditions, and that's how I got my first acting film gig. And it was just
Mm.
that little realization that if you want it, just go for it. You only get one life, one chance.
Oh,
So
100%. You just have to
yeah.
go for it. Like, I feel the same way actually.
Mm,
My I was inspired to move to the US and to start
mm,
acting.
mm.
Um, and that was a big move for me. It's kind of, it's such a, you just, actors, it's a hard life. It can be a really hard life. And
It
you're
is,
taking
yeah.
such a huge risk. Um, Thankfully, I'm so grateful for the career I have. But in the beginning, I didn't have much, and I was just hoping that something would work out if I moved to the States. And and in the beginning it was tough. There's what it's like. There's a lot of auditions. There's a lot of you
Mm.
know I was driving a terrible car that kept breaking down everywhere, and I was driving on the other side of the road, which was like so scary for me at
Of
the
course.
time.
Yeah, of course.
And
The same with
by
me.
myself in a different country and everything. But I think like I was just so inspired to pursue this career. And I lived and breathed it. I couldn't do anything else. And I didn't have a plan B. Like there was no
Mm,
backup plan.
mm,
So I just
mhm,
thought, let's just go for this. And thank goodness it all worked out.
mm.
Yeah. And even
Yeah,
like some of the auditions I went on in the beginning, like they it was a little intimidating. Like, oh, you must have a Broadway caliber voice, must be able to dance, and must, all this kind of stuff. And I just had to be like, yeah, I can do it all. Just what have I got to lose? Let's
it's
do this.
yeah.
Um,
Well,
and I
yeah,
think, most actors' stories are the same, but yeah, I think that was a big leap of faith for me. And
yeah. Well,
so grateful it worked out.
selfishly, I'm thrilled that you took that leap, and I have to say that making paging Mr. Darcy with you is an absolute pleasure. You're a wonderful person and a stupendous actor,
Oh,
and
Will.
genuine. No, I genuinely had a wonderful time with you on this, and I'm really excited for people to see our movie. And so, thank you for
Oh,
taking that leap,
same.
because our
Yes,
paths would never have come to this. So,
that's so
selfishly,
true.
very, very grateful that you got in that car and got out there and, you know,
Well,
persevered. So
selfishly, I'm happy that you didn't stay at the Royal Ballet and chose to
that's
become
true.
an actor, and we were able to do this as well. So it
I know.
all, you know,
Yeah.
it was in the stars. So
Yeah.
so yeah, it was
Hopefully
so
the
fun working
first
with
of
you.
many. Yeah.
Hopefully the first of many. I
Yeah.
honestly had a great time working with you, and I
Mm.
always think back to that cooking scene because that was truly what our how we were like. That was just a
Yeah.
truly us, and just having fun together on set,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
and every day
important.
was fun. It was long days, but they were fun
They
days.
were long. I'm not going to lie. We did long days. Right now,
We
what we're
sure
going to do
did.
next is not supposed to take long because it's the rapid fire game.
Oh,
Are you
okay.
ready for this?
I think so. I think so. So wait.
Okay.
So I asked the questions. Oh no, you asked the questions. What
Should
are
we
we going
take?
to do? What's the plan?
We can take turns,
Okay, we'll take turns. You do the
or
first
you
one, I'll
can
do the
ask
second
them. Okay, sure. Let's do that. Right. So,
one.
do you wanna introduce the rapid fire game?
Yes, I
Is
will
everyone sitting
introduce.
comfortably? Okay. Here we go.
Okay, let's do this. To wrap up our live chat, we have a rapid fire game of this and that, inspired by
Sure.
Paging Mr. Darcy and Love You Very.
Yeah.
So
This or
this
that. I
or
just want to
that,
stress that you can't. Yeah, but
this or that.
we'll find that sometimes you want both. So
True.
this or
Okay,
that.
this or that.
Right.
All right. First of
Ice
all,
cream or dessert parfait?
ice cream every day. You know what? I
Yeah,
could eat ice cream if it
totally.
was snowing outside. I wouldn't
Totally.
care. I
I'm
would
with you
go
there.
out in the snow to buy ice cream.
You would make snowballs from ice cream.
I would.
You would literally
Yes,
do angels in the ice cream. That's what you would do.
absolutely. I 100%. And you're the same? You're on the same page?
Totally
Yeah.
with you. Totally with you.
Ah, that's why we're
Totally
friends.
with you.
See.
Cool. Do you remember very quickly? Do you remember the ice cream flavors in the movie?
No. Wait. Oh my gosh.
There's an
No.
Easter egg in there.
Did I?
People,
Oh,
look
yes. No,
out!
no, no. I
Look
do. I
out
do.
for it.
I do. Uh, Praline and Prejudice and Mansfield Chunk.
Brilliant, and it's a bit like Rocky Road, but with
It's like a little like Rocky
I don't
Road,
know,
but with coffee.
love it.
See?
That's
Once I
it's
learn
such
my
a great
lines,
line.
they're in there for life.
Oh yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Okay,
Okay, next one. I'll do this one.
yep.
Dine at a fancy restaurant or cook in the kitchen.
I'm a terrible cook, so I would dine at fancy restaurants. In fact, we actually did enjoy some really good food in Ottawa, didn't we?
We did. We
The
did
very
go out.
few times, that we did go out, I have to say I was pretty impressed.
There was some really nice restaurants that we went to, and
Yeah,
I never chose them. I just came along for the ride. So someone had really great taste. I think it was Carolyn, who played
probably.
Victoria
Yes.
Jennings.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
yes.
She's an absolute gem.
I
Yeah.
I have to say I'm a bit of both these days. I like
Yeah.
going out for a nice meal, but I also like
Yeah.
cooking,
Yeah.
and just being at home and like cozying up and watching my
Yeah.
movie. Um,
100%.
so I'm a bit of
That
both.
makes sense. Yeah,
It's
that
not
makes sense.
neither this nor that.
So this will be interesting
Right.
for you then.
Okay.
Curl up and read a book or watch a rom-com.
Oh, it has to be a rom-com. I'm a big rom-com fan. Like
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can curl up and watch a rom-com,
you can
right?
curl up and watch a rom-com. That's the only way to
Yeah.
watch a rom-com.
Yeah.
How
I
do
think
you
if I
feel
curl
about
up
this
and
question?
yeah, I think if I curl up and read, I'll be asleep. I'm just at that point in life where if I,
Yes.
you know, I almost have to read standing up to make sure I get through whatever it is I'm reading.
I'm with you
So
there.
yeah,
I'm with you there.
we've changed
Okay,
it.
we
Right.
both agree.
Oh,
Rom-com.
yes. Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. Go dancing or attend a literature conference. They're very different. Like these are very opposite ends of the scale here.
Yeah. I think, go dancing. What does that mean? Does that mean like go clubbing? Does that mean like go out, or does that mean like just put on music and you can dance around at home? I mean,
That's a good
go out,
question.
I suppose. I mean, yeah. I think literature conference. I mean, I've got to be honest. I don't remember the last time I went to one. I do
I don't
remember the
think I've
last
actually
time I
been to
went out
one.
dancing.
Yes, I
No.
do too. But I
Yeah.
I think I this might be unexpected, but I think I would choose the literature conference because I love dancing, but I'm not really like into, dancing all night or the night
Oh,
away. It's
right.
I do
Yeah.
like it on occasion, but I love writing and I love hearing writers talk,
Yes.
and I just
That's
find
true.
it fascinating. So I, as nerdy as that might
Yes.
sound, I would love
No, I think
the,
I
the
think you were
literature
perfectly
conference.
cast. I think you were brilliantly
I
cast.
was. They knew me too well.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Um,
Okay, your turn.
is it me? Okay. Read
Good.
Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, then you got to choose one. That's a tough one because they're
I know.
both.
To be honest, I would actually like to go back and read them both again. Actually,
Yeah.
um, the Sense and Sensibility. I feel that. Yeah. Gosh, I would like to go back and read Pride and Prejudice, really to take my time and really reabsorb that book properly.
Mm. Yeah, I'd have to say Pride and Prejudice as well.
Mm.
Um,
Sense
yeah, I feel like
Sensibility was
I've watched the
actually
movie
written
so many times.
first. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because Sense Sensibility was written first,
that was
wasn't it?
when I think was
Because
that
I
her
found out
first?
the hard way because I got that wrong in a
Yeah,
different questionnaire that we did. But
that is
yeah,
right. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Play golf
Wrap
or
it
act
up.
in a play?
You play golf. Do you play golf?
No, I can't
I
play.
don't
I
play
play
golf.
tennis. Um,
Ah,
I I tried playing golf once. I went to the driving range, and I cannot get the ball to get in the air. It just keeps like sliding along grass.
right. So you could do
I don't know
like
what you call that, but
crazy golf. That's what you could do, right? You could do
what's
like that.
crazy?
Was it called putt and something and putt? We call it crazy golf here because you have to get it like over slides and jumping
Oh,
over.
mini golf.
Yes, there you go, mini golf. But
Yes,
crazy golf,
I can
you
mini
have to go
golf.
through like, yeah, that would be awesome because you don't
Putting
have to
is
get
no
any
issue,
air.
but actually getting
Got
it
it.
in get some
Yeah,
airtime, I
yeah,
can't do it. And my swing
yeah.
is
I
just
don't.
not there.
Yeah, so I don't play golf at all. I have acted in a play. I actually have seen some plays actually recently again. I really miss it, and it would now. I would be more scared now than ever before. I think to get back on and tread the boards, but I would really love to get my teeth into a play again.
Oh,
I don't know whether you
yes.
feel that way.
Well, you know what? I studied in theater, but I haven't done
Yeah,
it in a very long time.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I've done a lot of film and TV, but yeah, one
Hmm.
day I
Mm,
would love to
mm,
do a play,
mm.
and I'd love to see you in a play. I mean, you've done so much in
Love
the
to see you
past,
in
and
a
on the West End, it's you did one with Daniel Radcliffe, didn't you?
I
Um,
did. I did the revival of Equus, the Peter
there you
Fifth
go.
play, with the late Richard Griffiths. Yeah, that was amazing experience. I saw Dan actually recently. It was we couldn't believe it was 16 years ago.
Oh my goodness!
I mean, he hasn't
Wow.
changed a bit. He has not changed a bit. Oh, but there is a little play in our movie, which was a lot of fun to do without spoiling it. So look out for that. There's a little
I
play
think that's
in
where
our
you
movie.
shine.
Yeah.
Not that you don't shine throughout the whole movie, but this
No, 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 no,
particular
bless you,
scene.
and I know exactly what you're talking about, and I shan't spoil it, so for people, but it that was a lot of fun, and there's yeah, that will be a surprise when the audience see that, actually, that's a really
Oh,
good
they're gonna love
little
it.
bit of unexpectedness.
It's
Wow!
gorgeous. I think everyone's gonna love
Well,
that. Well, yeah,
I
so
guess
where
we're
can
wrapping
we
up.
where we're wrapping up. This is the time
Yeah.
to wrap up.
Guys,
So,
if you're still here,
thank you.
you should receive a medal. You should ask for a screen credit at this point because you're literally.
Thank you for
Thank
staying
you.
with us this
Thank
whole
you for staying
time.
with us. Do appreciate it. We love
Yeah,
you all, and
we do.
yeah,
we can't wait for you to watch our premiere, Paging Mr. Darcy.
Mm,
Very
yeah,
excited for it. There's a lot of love
absolutely.
in this movie, a lot of love put into
Yeah.
this movie. And
And make sure you tune in. Saturday, we're kicking off Lovuary, 3rd of February, Jane Austen month on Hallmark Channel, 8, 7 Central. I will do my best to live tweet with everybody. I don't know what the time will be in Australia for
yes,
you. I
I'm
don't
going
know
to
if
do my
that's,
best. It might be an
yeah,
odd time, but I will do my
yeah,
best to be on the tweets. But you can tweet along while you watch using hashtag paging Mr. Darcy. So we hope to see you on Twitter or X now.
yeah.
And we can't wait to hear what you think of our film.
Yeah, let us know. And listen, it's a pleasure. It's great to see your smiling face again. And yeah, let's
You
hope we
too.
can make people smile on Saturday.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Well, good to see you again, Will. And
Take care of
to
yourself.
everyone out there, thank you for watching us and listening to us
Thanks,
today.
guys.
Bye.